to do first of all is you need to get to the rocket yard. When you're in this location, starting from there, we're going to head left and we're going to keep our eyes out for Spinmetal, which I'll show you what it looks like in case you're not sure, and chests. So what I'll do is I'll run through maybe 1-2 loops of this and I'll show you some of the locations that you can go to find them. So these rooms on the side, these are repeated throughout. You'll usually find a chest like here or here in those rooms. If they're not there, don't worry, I'll show you why. I'm just going to have to shoot that guy 'cause he's annoying. Collect some Spinmetal leaves from here, that's what it looks like. You get 1 or 2 usually each time you do it. Oops, messed that jump up. On here, if you haven't got it already, there's a dead ghost that you can collect if you're actually bothering to do that. So you're looking for these chests. You can sometimes get them spawning up here. This is not a typical one. So I've got a motive light in there and I've got Spinmetal. So if you get in the chests, you get the Spinmetal as well as you get whatever particular bonus it gives you. I have had legendary engrams and things. I've never seen one in here, but I feel like there should be one in there. When we get to this location, it's usually worth just jumping up on here, just having a quick look, see if anything's appeared, and you usually can get Spinmetal around the back of here, or some chests, depending on if it spawns. Now I'm not too convinced about the spawns themselves. Generally, I think they're either on their own timers, so they come at different times, or they're just completely randomised. I wouldn't fret about it too much, it won't impact your farming. So this is another one of those identical rooms, and if you get a chest it'll be in one of those locations. Sometimes you can't see it in the dark, so you do have to actually go in. And then in this bit, oops, that's a bit of a bad shot. Sometimes find Spinmetal around here, or again there's another one of the rooms, and you'll either get a chest here or here. Oh, sneaky. Oh, you'll get one at the back here, which I've either never noticed or never had before. Okay, so we get that one. Spinmetal and some coins, whatever the currency is, I forget. And then we jump down. Keeping our eyes peeled for anything useful, and I usually miss this one. And then there's a chest in one of the more obvious locations. More Spinmetal. And Glimmer, that's what it's called. Sometimes there's a chest here, which is a tricky one, so you might just want to keep your eyes open for that. And then we'll run around here. Never really found anything over there, I don't really bother looking. Just a quick jump though will let you have a sneaky peek. Run up the side. And then we get over here. Sometimes Spinmetal there. These guys die. Another room, random, and another chest. It's actually doing quite well. Sometimes with the Spinmetal in those chests I've had up to 12, I think I might have had like 16 in one. I've definitely had 12. That's totally random. So in this little room you can see there's sometimes a chest where I just shot then. I haven't actually seen a chest in here anywhere else, but I imagine just a quick run around just makes it a little bit easier for you. And then there's another little room here, so it's worth a peek. I've not seen anything spawn in here before, but I mean, just have a quick look. Then coming down this area, Spinmetal just behind there. I've seen it just over on the left here too. And I'm just running a loop because it's easier for me to remember where I'm going. But I'll just show you in the middle section if you ever feel like going. It kind of wastes your time a little bit, and if you're not a very high level it's a little bit annoying to have to kill these guys, but there is just one more room here which can often have a chest in, but again it's just right. So back to my little route, so I'll just go back a little bit. So this is why I just made that detour. So run around here, keeping your eyes peeled for things that are behind you. There's another room here, and sometimes you'll see a chest up there. So, nope, nothing. And then continue round. This area over here you've already passed through, so you don't need to go look at that. Sometimes Spinmetal up there, so there could possibly be a chest. I never find anything up this end. once you've gone past here. But again, I usually just strafe. See, I've never seen that there before. I feel like sometimes if you're going to get your spin metal, you get that in place of a chest, more likely. But it only takes you a few seconds to do the whole thing, so you might as well do it properly. And then you're back at the start. And all the enemies will be back, having their own private little fight. So that's why it makes it a bit easier for you if you've got a higher level. A little check in this room in case. And then I'll just do the loop. Perhaps we'll see stuff in different places as we go around. There. So where's the room? Here we are. So we'll have just a little look in here. Nothing's come back in that one. I won't go up there. Check in there, it's easy to check. And then I like to just jump up for completion's sake. Just check behind me. Check over in this corner, like I say, there's usually stuff appears there. Let's just go over and check this room again. So this is the room I just showed you as a detour. Doesn't surprise me, there's nothing there. And as you do this, you'll find like different times you go around have different degrees of success. So I'm not really sure of how the respawns work or whether or not we're getting things coming back, whatever frequency, how it's done. You go around like this and maybe you don't find anything, and then you'll go back round again in a minute and it'll be more successful. A word of advice when you're doing it, if you do it with friends, okay, so this is in a different location. If you do it with your friends, for example, I've opened that chest and it does remain there, and after a few seconds, like 30 seconds maybe, the chest will disappear. In that time, if you have friends in the area, they're also able to collect the loot, and so is anyone who's not on your friends list. That's a Spinmetal. After that, the chest will disappear. So if you're doing this with a friend and they spot one, it's always best for them to call you over it, and then you can go and get the loot at the same time. And the same goes with the Spinmetal as well. Oh, boring. And the same goes with the Spinmetal as well. So it's just worth communicating. It does speed things up, and it works a lot better on places like Mars, where it's a lot more difficult to find things. Just so you're not missing out. I'll complete this loop and we'll see if what we get is different. So the second time around is nowhere near as successful as the first, but it's no indication of whether or not you're doing anything right or wrong. They just are pretty random. So again, could be a chest up there, isn't. Nothing in here. And we'll finalise the loop. Checking all the spots. And there's a chest over here which I've never seen before. Another thing to note is another bonus of doing this. Sometimes when you do it, roughly every half an hour at the moment, you'll have a daily event. So as you do this, a daily event might come down. If you just complete the daily event, then you'll get some items waiting for you in the post box back at the tower. Okay. So I'm not going to go around again. Just check on this a little bit before we move on. So in that space of time, I mean, second loop was very unsuccessful there. That's quite rare that it would be that rubbish. Having a look in the inventory though, I've basically almost doubled the amount of Spinmetal in the time that I've done this video. And obviously I'm going way slower than I would be going normally because I wouldn't be talking or showing you any of the points. So I'd recommend going and getting a whole bunch of Spinmetal. If you're looking to get things like the Ascendant materials, you can actually use the Spinmetal to sell for Vanguard points at the Vanguard, whatever they're called, outfitter or whatever, and then you can actually use those points to then buy armor, which you can break down for the Ascendant materials if you wish to do that. So that's another thing to consider. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you know of any locations that are around here or anything good, gold chests, then obviously feel